Housing market shrinks by 20%, possible wave of broker closures. Taiwan's machinery industry faces crisis amid global challenges. Top 3 tourist attractions in Taiwan for 2024. Passenger plane crashes in Kazakhstan. Christmas blackouts in Ukraine after massive Russian strike. Deadly prison riots engulf Mozambique. AI trained to spot warning signs in blood tests. Crocodile who had a cameo in Crocodile Dundee dies.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Friday, December 27th, and here are your top stories. And for today's Taiwan news, in 2025, Taiwan's housing market is expected to shrink by 20%, the lowest in 7 years. Ye Lingqi, general manager of Yongqing Real Estate, confirmed that this could lead to a wave of broker closures, as reduced transaction volumes could drive many out of the market, regardless of location. Taiwan's machinery industry has seen a decline in global performance, contrasting with the booming semiconductor sector. Due to international tensions, economic instability, and industry shifts, local machinery manufacturers face unprecedented challenges, impacting both small businesses and the broader industry structure. From January to October 2024, Taiwan's most popular tourist spots were Taipei 101, Songshan Cultural and Creative Park, and Yangmingshan Park. Taipei 101 attracted visitors with its stunning height. Songshan Park became a hub for creativity, while Yangmingshan offered a peaceful natural retreat. And in global news, dozens were killed Wednesday after a passenger plane carrying 67 people from Azerbaijan to Russia crashed in Kazakhstan. The Azerbaijan Airlines flight, which crashed near Aktau, a city in southwestern Kazakhstan, had 62 passengers and 5 crew members on board. The Kazakh Health Ministry later published a list of 29 survivors, including 2 children, while 38 people were killed in the crash. The investigation is ongoing, and additional information regarding the incident will be provided.
The Russian state news agency reported that the passengers included 37 Azerbaijani citizens, 16 Russians, 6 Kazakh citizens, and 3 Kyrgyz citizens, citing the Kazakh Transport Ministry. According to the press service of the Grozny airport, as told to the Russian state news agency TASS, the flight was en route from Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan, to Grozny in Russia's Chechnya region, but it was diverted to the Russian city of Makhachkala, about 100 miles east of Grozny, due to fog. The Embraer 190 aircraft made an emergency landing approximately 1.8 miles from the city of Aktau. A preliminary investigation found that the plane collided with birds and was diverted to Aktau because of an emergency on board.
Ukrainians face fresh Russian drone and missile strikes on energy infrastructure nationwide from Tuesday night into Christmas Day morning, with the energy minister in Kyiv warning of immediate power cuts. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky wrote on Telegram, "Every Russian massive strike takes time to prepare. It is never a spontaneous decision. It is a conscious choice not only of targets, but also of time and date." Zelensky said Russian President Vladimir Putin deliberately chose Christmas for an attack. What could be more inhuman?
More than 70 missiles, including ballistic ones, and over 100 strike drones targeted Ukraine's energy sector as Russia continued its efforts to cause a blackout. Ukraine's Air Force reported that Russia fired 78 missiles of various types, 59 of which were shot down. Russia also launched 106 strike drones, 54 of which were shot down, while 52 were lost in flight. Energy Minister German Galashenko stated, "The enemy attacks energy again massively." He added that grid operators were implementing necessary consumption restriction measures to minimize negative consequences for the energy system. U.S. President Joe Biden condemned Russia's Christmas Day attacks on Ukraine's energy grid.
Mozambique's police general commander said on Wednesday that a prison riot in Maputo left 33 people dead and 15 injured as civil unrest linked to October's disputed election continues. A decision on Monday by Mozambique's top court confirming the long ruling party Frelimo's victory in the election has sparked fresh nationwide protests by opposition groups and their supporters, who claim the vote was rigged. The Justice Minister told local private broadcaster Miramar TV that the unrest started inside the prison and was unrelated to the protest outside.
The identities of those killed and injured remain unclear. Approximately 1,534 people escaped from the prison during the incident, but 150 have since been recaptured. There were also reports of prison break attempts at 2 other facilities. A decision on Monday by Mozambique's top court confirming the long-ruling party Frelimo's victory in the election has sparked fresh nationwide protests by opposition groups and their supporters, who claim the vote was rigged. While Rafael blamed the protests outside the prison for inciting the riot, Justice Minister Helen Akita told the local private broadcaster Miramar TV that the unrest started inside the prison and was unrelated to the protests outside.
Like all cancers, the earlier it is detected, the better. Most ovarian cancer starts in the fallopian tubes, so by the time it reaches the ovaries, it may have already spread. New blood tests using artificial intelligence can detect signs of the cancer in its early stages. AI can also accelerate blood tests for infections like pneumonia. Dr. Daniel Heller, a biomedical engineer at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York, and his team have developed testing technology using nanotubes, tiny carbon tubes about 50,000 times smaller than the diameter of a human hair.
About 20 years ago, scientists began discovering nanotubes that emit fluorescent light. Researchers have learned to modify these nanotubes' properties so they respond to almost anything in the blood. Now, millions of nanotubes can be placed into a blood sample, emitting different wavelengths of light based on what binds to them. However, interpreting the signal remained a challenge, which Dr. Heller compares to finding a match for a fingerprint. The fingerprint is a pattern of molecules binding to sensors with varying sensitivities and binding strengths. Decoding the nanotube data involves loading it into a machine learning algorithm and training it to differentiate between samples from patients with ovarian cancer and those without.
Bert, the huge crocodile who rose to fame with a cameo in the movie Crocodile Dundee and continued to impress visitors with his fiery temper and commanding presence, has died. Bert passed away last weekend at the age of at least 90. Quacksaurus Cove wrote, known for his independent nature, Bert was a confirmed bachelor, an attitude he made clear during his earlier years at a crocodile farm. The saltwater crocodile, estimated to be more than 5 meters long, was captured in the 1980s in the Riots River and became one of the most well-known crocodiles in the world.
The 1986 movie stars Paul Hogan as the rugged crocodile hunter Mick Dundee. In the film, American Sue Charlton, played by actress Linda Kozlowski, goes to fill her canteen at a watering hole when she is attacked by a crocodile before being saved by Dundee. The Internet Movie Database notes that the movie goofed by showing an American alligator, which has a blunter snout. The Australian aquarium where Bert had lived since 2008 features a cage of death, which it says is the nation's only crocodile dive. The aquarium announced plans to honor Bert's legacy with a commemorative sign, celebrating his extraordinary life and the stories and interactions he shared throughout his time at the park.
The answer for yesterday was B, unveil. The company will unveil its new product line next week during the conference. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news, Christmas blackouts in Ukraine after massive Russian strike. Number 1, infrastructure. 基础设施. The government is investing heavily in infrastructure to improve transportation and energy systems. Number 2, spontaneous, 自发的. Their spontaneous decision to go on a road trip led to an unforgettable adventure. Number 3, implement, 实施. The company will implement new security measures starting next month. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune in to Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I'll see you next time.